This is a life reversal game like no other. 6 steel cages stand before the contestants. The rules are simple but deadly. Choose the correct cage and walk in. Choose wrong, and a massive iron ball weighing over 100 tons will crush you in an instant. If you survive inside the cage until the timer ends, you pass the first round. Whoever makes it through all the stages will not only win 1 trillion yen in prize money, but also inherit the fortune and empire of Japan's wealthiest man. The game is run by the mysterious and ruthless host, Miss Raven. Before the round starts, she tosses a die into a sealed container with a display screen that shows the result. First roll, a 1. Second roll, a 1 again. Third roll, still a 1. Now here's the big question, what number is the die currently showing? Drop your answer in the comments below. But wait, Miss Raven covers the container. Not even she knows what number is currently on the die. Each of the 6 cages is labeled with numbers 1 through 6. Contestants must choose a cage based on what they believe the die shows. Pick wrong, and you will get crushed by the giant iron ball. The game is called the Iron Ball Gauntlet. One thug named Tank faints from fear on the spot. People panic and try to flee, but the gates are locked. Once you enter the game, there's no backing out. Miss Raven explains. The game lasts 30 minutes. When time's up, anyone not inside a cage is eliminated. Collaborating or sharing answers is forbidden. Everyone is your enemy. The game begins. Everyone freezes. There's only a 1 in 6 chance of survival. One contestant with dyed yellow hair named Blondie analyzes the chances the die rolled 4 consecutive ones. It's 1 in 1296. So the answer is definitely between 2 and 6. But Tank disagrees. He believes it's no coincidence that the number 1 came up 3 times. This is a rigged die, he says. A weighted die that always lands on 1. The rigged die refers to a die that has been modified to shift its center of gravity, so it only lands on a fixed number when rolled. Blondie smirks. If you're so sure it's 1, why don't you go into cage number 1 yourself? Tank instantly chickens out and becomes the butt of everyone's jokes. Miss Raven steps in, offering a twist. Even if your guess is wrong, as long as you survive inside the cage until time's up, you still pass. But remember, survival is the only condition. Suddenly, a middle school student named Benny calmly walks into cage number 1. Seeing him, others follow like sheep. But one player, Tyler, thinks something's off. He recalls Miss Raven's words carefully. She never said the screen showed the actual dice roll, only that the screen displays a result. Tyler remembered something Miss Raven said earlier. That even if you don't guess the number correctly, you can still pass. So even if you do guess right, it doesn't affect the outcome of the game? If that's true, then the entire game doesn't make sense. Tyler kept thinking. When Miss Raven rolled the die, she only said that the display screen would show a result. She never actually said that the number on the screen was from the die she rolled right then. And his hunch was right. During her third roll, the direction she tossed the die didn't match what appeared on the screen. That screen? It was just playing a fake video meant to mislead them. Which meant the 3 rolls showing the number 1, all invalid. Every number, from 1 to 6, now had an equal chance. A clean 1 in 6. Suddenly, panic spreads. People rush out of cage 1, leaving only Benny inside. Tyler examines the iron ball above cage 2 closely. He can't be sure, but based on the design, it seems slightly safer. He and his 2 close friends decide to enter cage 2 and sit by the edge. The chubby contestant, Chubbs, starts to enter but backs out after learning Tyler isn't 100% sure. Tyler turns to Benny. You're not leaving cage 1? Benny replies calmly, this game's about picking up free money falling from the sky. Blondie's brother, let's call him Curtis, overhears this, has a sudden epiphany, and tells Blondie. With only 3 minutes left, Blondie plots to mislead others. He tells Chubbs that cage 3 is the correct answer, claiming it's insider info. He convinces Chubbs to stand in the center of the cage to block others from entering, but really just using him as bait. With only 1 minute to go, a random guy rushes in yelling, the answer is 5. He saw a video online saying 5 is the most likely number to roll on a weighted die. Everyone rushes into cage 5, including Tank. Tyler thinks, that guy isn't wrong, 5 is statistically more likely if the die is weighted. But something still feels off. With time nearly out, Tank throws himself into cage 4 at the last moment. Cages start locking. Tyler sees Chubb standing helplessly in the center of cage 3. Unable to watch him die, he breaks the rules. Jumping out of cage 2, he leaps into cage 3, drags Chubbs to the edge, and tells him to crouch down against the bars. Tank does the same in cage 4. Time's up. Locks click shut. The reveal begins. Cage 1, Benny. Cage 2, Tyler's 2 friends. Cage 3, Blondie, Curtis, Tyler, and Chubbs. Cage 4, Tank. Cage 5, a huge crowd. Cage 6, empty. Miss Raven slowly lifts the cover. The die shows 4. Then boom. Every cage except 4 is hit with a massive iron ball. But here's the twist, Tyler was never trying to guess the number. This wasn't a dice game. It was a test of perception. The key was noticing the tiny gap between the iron ball and the cage roof, a space just big enough for someone to survive if they crouched correctly.